Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. Good morning, Pirates, and thank you for being here. Welcome to the party. Today we're going to highlight another artist, and in ceramics. Thurston, welcome to the party.
Thank you for having me.
You know, congratulations on becoming a pirate. You know, one of the things that we love to do in the pirate community is start a conversation, engage people, and reach out. So I know that you're a ceramic artist, and one of the things that I love to do, I've been in and out of the arts for a long time. In fact, I've DJ'd to some art museums and doing different shows and different activities. And one of the things that amazes me is just the process of spinning clay into something that's such an amazing piece of work. How did you decide, or how did you get into pottery and ceramics?
I started, boy, the lighting is kind of cruddy there. I started in elementary school. There was an art, you could like take an after school art class. And they didn't really have ceramics there, but it got my mind going on that creative vein. And I realized I had a natural vein for that. I've always been kind of an entrepreneur in mind, very creative, very mechanical. So I'm able to fix almost anything that's already been created. But as middle school went along, I was in art classes, and they had like your regular project you had to do. And I would do my best to finish up my regular project as quickly as I could, because you could go in the back of the art room and get on the wheel and wheel throw, for the rest of the time allotted for that. And then when I was in high school, I was in advanced art for 2 years, my junior and senior year. And then I let the dream die for a long time. I'm a recovered alcoholic. So for the last 12 years, I've been doing this full time. I reinvigorated the dream about 12 years ago, and we moved to this house. I built a studio in the backyard and just started doing it.
That's fantastic. With anything that we do, we have this journey. I was talking to Mark O'Brien yesterday about how nothing we do in life is a straight line. It's not point A to point B. And it sounds like you had a few travels down a few bumpy roads and a few things that had you.
I created them for myself. Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, you create these experiences for ourselves that either teach us or we fail. It's like a failure we either learn or fail.
Yeah, failure is exceedingly necessary.
Yeah, and so how did you break that process for yourself? What was it that made you decide that it was going to be different for your future?
I was 30, and I'd been married 3 years, and my wife pretty much laid down the shape up or ship out idea. And so I went with it, and she said, I'm going away to Kearney this weekend, which is a town where her parents live about 2 hours from here. And she said, either you can drink all weekend and I'll know you have, or you can go to one of the meetings that I circled on the list. Upstairs, I got a meeting list for Alcoholics Anonymous. I put it upstairs, and she went off to Kearney. That's a longer story, but I went to that meeting, never drank again. And I was a full-blown alcoholic. I was puking and shitting blood for about a year.
Wow. Well, welcome back. It's a good thing that you got through that. And,
it's all positive.
Yeah, it's all positive.
Absolutely.
So walk us through the process that how you just picked up a pot again and picked up a block of clay. And
once you've done something to a certain degree, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Built a studio in the backyard. Already had a kiln and shelving and a table and a wheel that my brother-in-law found when he lived in Denver with his wife. There's a gal down the street that was done with her, I think it was ceramic jewelry business. And she was older. She was like in her 60s, late 60s. And so she sold all that to me, well, to him and then to me. And I put that all in the studio and I just went at it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the knowledge was already there. I had to ask some questions, look some things up, but
yeah,
I'm a pretty big audiobook listener. And, and about 5 years ago, I moved away from the philosophy I was believing in and changed to another one. So I'm always evolving.
Yeah.
Always evolving for the positive.
Well, like Mark and I were talking about yesterday, just become a better person tomorrow than you were yesterday.
Absolutely.
That's the reality of life is we can always be improving. So
or you're the opposite type that always believes you're always failing.
Yeah.
It's living a life of lack or living in a life of abundance. And you can believe in either one. Your subconscious mind takes you at your word. So if you want to tell it that you're a loser, well, you will be.
A victim mentality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that are looking for hope. So it sounds like you're someone that has a tendency to spread that abundance mindset, the hope.
Yes, I'm an encourager.
Encourager. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So what are some examples you used in your pottery, or are you doing some shows, or you're doing some virtual shows or video or anything like that?
I've done 2 virtual shows so far. But what I found in the last 2.5 months after I pivoted at the end of October into the virtual world, I got a podcast coach. His name is Paul Rogers.
Okay.
And I went through his whole, kind of a class. It's kind of a class on how to do video podcasting to try to promote my work, get people to go to my website. But what I found, it just takes forever. So I'm a doer. So I did that for 2.5 months to see if it would take off. And then I just re-signed up for shows like a few weeks ago. And I'll get my show set up for this year again, like I did last year. And I'm sure it'll roll fine.
Yeah.
I got a website, anybody can purchase on. I've had that for about a year.
Very cool. Very cool. I want to say hi to a few people in the room. Darlene from Florida, Silver Fox Talks. Yeah. I adore Thurston art. I can't wait for this. Fantastic. Look, you already have some friends in the pirate community, Thurston.
Yep.
So Kate says, hello, Russ. Jenny Gold says, hello. Good morning, pirates. Thank you so much. Michael Baker, good morning.
That's ironical.
Things are happening for you rather than to you. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. And when they happen to you, turn them into friggin' roses.
Yeah. Nurture that stuff.
Absolutely. You can either get angry or you can laugh.
Exactly.
When somebody cuts you off in traffic, you can either laugh or you can get mad at them. And getting mad at them does absolutely nothing. Because other than make your emotions rise and make you feel horrible.
Yeah.
So I quit doing that. Whatever people think about me is none of my business. So if I made a mistake and cut someone else off, I feel apologetic inside.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah.
That's life. I don't do it intentionally.
Yeah, it's not malicious.
That way. I mean, when I'm dashing, I'm doing my door dashing. I can't be correct in 100%. So hopefully people have grace and forgiveness. And if they don't, I really don't care.
Howard says, congrats on taking your life to the next level. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're all figuring it out. The one thing that I thought that this pandemic would do a better, or at least a better reaction to the pandemic would be a lot more community, a lot stronger idea that, hey, this is something we all need to work together on. In the US, it's been rather challenging for the last year. And without getting into politics, I mean, it's the mindset, exactly like you're talking about, that makes the difference in how I wake up with gratitude every morning that I got up, number one. Number two, that I have a house, a roof over my head, and I have all the things I need. All my needs are met. And I'm grateful for that. And a lot of people don't see it that way. They see it, that things are going wrong and it's not ideal, and they don't have stuff that they want.
The struggle continues.
The struggle continues.
Because
it perpetuates
they were
that.
in lack. They were already had that victim mentality. So that will just roll forward. The more you think that way, and they get up in the morning, they're like, oh, great, the struggle continues. Well, the more you say those types of negative things to your subconscious mind, the more that's going to become reality.
Yeah. So have you always felt that way, or is that something that you've had to practice on?
No, I was very much like the person I just described before I got sober. I was the partier, have a good time, but I was always sad. I was always depressed when I wasn't doing that. Yeah. I was very much in the lack mentality. Oh, when is it going to happen for me? We have to go out and make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a flywheel in motion. You once it starts down a certain path, you have to add to it. You have to nurture that
and
put energy into it.
Positive mode. Stay in that positive area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a stoic mentality.
Yeah. I've been studying reflecting on stoicism for a while now, and Marcus Aurelius and the
absolutely
Seneca, absolutely. And some of the things that they think about is, it's like almost every part of my body has been damaged at some point in time through my shenanigans. It's like,
yeah, me too.
I feel that I've lived. I feel that ache and pain of
and
life.
I'm glad I have.
Yeah. Be grateful for it.
I
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So what are some things that because I know we all get down at times. We all have to tell ourselves that, hey, stop and pause, reflect on what is, and understand what can be, and what direction do I want to choose to move into. So how are some techniques that you could maybe share with some people that are struggling right now in the community?
Well, the one thing I can say first is it's all about 100% personal responsibility and accountability. I mean, people have to realize that their feelings and what they're doing is their own. So whatever happens to them, they did it to themselves. They can say, oh, no, I didn't. Yeah. Yes, you did. Yeah. If you look to the core of what just happened, you got that ball rolling. And that's why you're upset right now, is because you did it to you. But there's a way to get rid of that. It's taken a long time for me to understand how to do that. Years in Alcoholics Anonymous, but also you just got to realize you're doing the best you can. Yeah. People got to quit being so hard on themselves. You're never going to be perfect.
No.
So I don't like getting up in the morning. It's one of my least favorite things in life. And that's why when I took this show and it was early in the morning, I was like, oh, well, maybe I won't do it. And then it said, well, it was mountain time. And I'm like, oh, that's an hour earlier. So that means it's an hour later. Here, I can get up by 8.
Yeah.
Do I get up every day and slap my hands together and say, oh, today's going to be a great day? No.
Yeah.
But I do that a lot of times when it's around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I work later on,
later
on the day. But yeah, you gotta meditate. If people have never tried it, or they put meditation down and they say it doesn't work for me, then they haven't found the right method for them, because there's different methods of meditation.
Yeah.
But you have to get into that peaceful state where you can hear that still small voice telling you that you can do it. And that's mostly what it is. I know I can do it. My self-esteem is high, and my confidence is high. And it stays there. It wavers sometimes, like you said. There's some days where it's like, oh, man, wow, that's a big mountain today. But if you don't start moving up the mountain, you're just going to stay at the base. And I know that's not where they want to be.
Yeah. Well, they say the first rung of the ladder to success is always the most crowded, right?
Right. And I always say that the failure is the first step to success.
Yeah.
You know, it's trial and error. It's live and learn.
Michael Baker says we can't make things happen as when we try and control everything. When someone doesn't go as planned, you feel out of control. Yeah. Well, the reality is do we have?
We're never in control.
We're never in control. We only have control through our reactions of what happens to us.
It's a myth. No one's ever actually in control. Only God is. Only God's in control.
Yeah. Hi, in from Houston. Hello, Pirates. Thank you so much for being here. And Michael also says, yes, you have to water your garden daily. You know, that's why I'm not a morning person either. I was a musician for years, Thurston, and played at night. And oftentimes I would, get home before the sun came up.
Dang straight. That's the life I lived for 30 years.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, I'm working to get up in the morning, inject my positive ideas and conversations just like this in the morning to start my day off, make sure that I have a productive, enjoyable place to hang out.
Absolutely.
Have a conversation, share a few inspirational moments. People like yourself are setting an example.
That's why I glommed onto you, because I saw a couple of your shows and I'm like, oh, this guy's totally what I like. One of my biggest heroes in life is Larry Wingett, if you've ever heard of him before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You kind of remind me of him a little bit, but more in the smiley, like a smiley positive Larry Wingett. Larry can be very in your face.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about him. And that's where I get that phrase from. Whatever people think about me is none of my business.
It's none of my business.
That's right.
And like I said, you have to work on the person you are tomorrow. History is history. I can't fix what that is. And as soon as I anchor myself to the past, then I'm just
not ever do that. Stay in the present and just a little bit of the future. Never go to the past anymore. That was one of my major difficulties up till about 5 years ago. When I read like Robert Conklin's A Positive Mind and Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind and all those books that go around it. To put the past away. I mean, it's like that song, Put the Past Away.
I love
off that ledge, my friend, or step away from that ledge, my friend. That's a great song, by the way.
I'm not sure it doesn't ring a bell, so I'll have to check it out.
I think.
Who is it?
Third Eye Blind, I think.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's in the movie Yes Man.
Okay. I'll have to go check that out. 2021, I don't think is going to be substantially different than 2020 in terms of the pandemic. What I do believe, though, is conversations like this, Thurston, are going to develop and increase and improve.
I hope so.
The way people see what they're doing, what they're really reflecting on, and I
hope they do.
What the value it brings to the table. So it's really about what we can focus our attention on. And that's what you're talking about is what you're focused. So what are some things that,
you got to change yourself. If you don't like the things that are going on around you, you got to start with yourself. You got to look within and change you first. It's like when the oxygen mask falls in the plane.
Yeah.
Who uses it first?
Yeah.
You do. Or you can't transmit anything you've got.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Silver Fox, Darlene says, you rock, my friend.
Who's she talking to?
But listening as usual. She is awesome. She's an awesome individual that I truly love. Being a pirate community, I have met some amazing individuals all around the world and made some tremendous friendships.
So have I this last 4 months. Absolutely.
So there is benefit, people that are, crying the blues, there are benefits if you go look for them. Every obstacle has an opportunity.
That's right. You just got to get over that obstacle. You got to get out of them blues.
All right. Jenny Gold, I like your attitude. I agree. Living in the past is death for us. Jordan says, hey, Russ. Jordan, good morning. I hope you're well. I hope class and school are going well for you and picking up, making progress every single day. Well, I want to kind of shift the gears. What do you see in the show? I mean, when you go to a show, how many pieces of pottery do you have to, or how many pieces of ceramic do you have to create for a typical show, Thurston? Or how many do you like to create?
Pieces to a show?
Say that again.
200 to 300 pieces to a show.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're usually 2-day shows. They're Saturday and Sunday, and you got to have a good variety, and you got to have some things that group of mugs, group of French butter dishes, group of some people can have some choice. It's super interesting. I mean, art's a very tough field to make a whole lot of money in.
Yeah.
But that's not something I give a crap about.
Yeah.
A lot of people care about money. That's one of their biggest problems. Is that they care too much about money and what standing they will gain by having X amount of dollars and all that BS of capitalism.
Yeah.
Like I said, about 5 years ago, I started to understand that. And I'm like, well, I don't need $1 million. I just need enough to get a double quarter pounder on Thursday. So I don't care about the Ferraris and the helicopters and the speedboats and all that junk.
Yeah.
I care about what money can't buy, which is forgiveness and honor and nobility and personal responsibility and all of those wonderful qualities that each individual can possess. And they often give it up for money.
Yeah, integrity.
And once you give up those things, you can never buy them back.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. All my needs are met.
Oh, and then some. My cup overfloweth, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. And taking care of family and friends, it's really important for us to stay connected. I was thinking, I was thinking the other day about who would I call if I had car trouble? And it's like, who would you call? If you have friends that you could call and they could pick you up and give you a ride or help you fix your car or move, somebody with a truck. It's like those kind of friends are the ones you want to build a relationship with. The people that would show up if you couldn't show up. And,
yes.
And it's just.
But I would honestly say the first person that makes sure can do it is you.
Yeah.
Do your best to know as much about the situation as possible so that you don't get into that situation. Those type of situations rarely happen to me because over time I've developed an understanding of, how cars work. I have a friend that I met the last few months. She said, who would you call if you have to get rid of a dead body instead of get your car fixed? That's even a more reliable person.
Yeah. Lots of trust there, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I would call my wife, and if she's not available, I guess I would start walking.
That's awesome. Jeff Young says, take a little clay, put it on a wheel, give it a hint. God must feel, give a little turn, listen to it spin, make it in the shape you want it in.
We've got a poet in our midst.
Yes, I love Jeff's an awesome individual that you should probably connect with. Network and make all sorts of terrific energy. LinkedIn guru. And Darren Birch, here from Arizona. Smiles are free and priceless.
That they are.
Love that.
Best to give a smile, never a frown or a blank face.
Catch up, Darren, soon. Jordan says the joy coming from the creative process is incomparable. That's how I feel when I make music. You know, I can.
Right. Well, those are all creative abilities.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
What kind of music did you do?
Well, I started playing when I was 16. So I played country. I played everything from Frank Sinatra to Frank Zappa.
You still do concerts and stuff?
Sorry?
You still do concerts and stuff?
The last time I performed I was doing dubstep in Houston, Texas. So,
yeah, I know what dubstep is. I have a guy from Minneapolis that's younger that he's really good at it.
Yeah, and so really I got into electronic music after I fell. I fell in '87. I was a drummer, and I fell in '87 and shattered my arm, and it took me 2 years in rehab and reconstruction. And
see, there it is. Everybody goes through these incredible struggles that makes them into these awesome people.
Go to the crucible, you know, go live through the fire.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So that's why I love Marvel, the Marvel universe. I'm a huge comic book collector. And,
okay. Very cool.
Yeah. I love science fiction. I've collected comics since I was 10.
Yeah.
I finally just recently got all the Miss Marvels and all the Savage She-Hulks and all the original Amazing Adventures. So I'm excited about that.
Fantastic. Leslie is in from Houston. Hello, Leslie. Good morning. Jordan says, that makes two of us, gospel, jazz, and country for me.
Cool.
We have some musicians in the pirate community. We're gonna do a jam session here one day.
That's cool. I hope I can watch that one.
That would be fantastic. I would love to do that. I think that would be a great time. So sure. I would love to allow people to get over and experience your pottery and your ceramics and your artwork. So where's the site that they need to go to?
TitaniaCeramics.com.
Okay. Titania.
It's named after a moon that circles Uranus. I wanted my business to be named after some celestial body or something in space.
Okay. Very cool. I love that idea. And so when's the next show potentially coming up? Tomorrow.
I'm in Spencer, Iowa tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I love that you came on the show, and I know you got a lot going on, a lot to do. So are you on social media at all, or is that something?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
Those three places. I don't post a lot on Facebook, but I do have my Titania Ceramics page there.
Okay.
And people can look at all the pottery there, but anything to purchase, they can go to titaniaceramics.com, and everything that I have to offer is there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by and becoming a pirate and being part of the community. And I know there's so many people out there that are looking to, be inspired by people like yourself that are, going out there doing the work, enjoying life, staying positive, and setting an example for other people.
The line that's on the cusp and they just can't seem to figure it out. Send them to me, man. Send them to me.
Yeah.
I'll coach them and talk them through. I'm not a legitimate coach like you, but I've been through it.
Well, we've all been through something that we can teach someone else, right?
That's right.
You just got to enjoy it and thrive when you can, and just continue to grow and evolve and become a better person. So.
Absolutely.
So Jenny says, what's your IG handle? Instagram. Who are you on Instagram?
I think it's under Titania Ceramics.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Overcomers are achievers, Michael Baker says. Love that.
That's right.
David Riley. I love John Coltrane. Yeah, I do too.
Coltrane. I like Charlie Parker more.
Yeah.
Coltrane can get kind of, because some of his music gets kind of out there as far as jazz goes, but I like him.
Yeah. What comes most naturally and flows to and through you. So that would be ceramics for you. Thurston?
Mostly just energy.
Energy.
Every piece I make has God's energy in it. And, when you purchase it, you not only have a part of me, but you have a part of the earth. I want people to go to their kitchen, open up their kitchen cabinets, because all my stuff is useful. It's all like mostly kitchenware. It's just you get the best of both worlds. You get the beauty and the functionality. But I want them to open up the cabinets and just gain energy from it and be like, oh man, today's going to be a great day. I'm so glad I bought those pieces from him, and rock on. I mean, they're all one-of-a-kind pieces. Nothing's made in China. All those things.
It's a beautiful thing. Everyone, thank you so much for being here, Thurston. I really appreciate your energy and the conversation. And also, if you found this interesting or you found some value in the content and the conversation here today, share it out, please. That's how we're growing in the pirate community. I'm always working on ways that we can actually enjoy another conversation, keep things involved, keep things engaged, and keep moving forward.
Absolutely.
Stay positive, because kindness is cool, smiles are free, and you enjoy the day.
Will do.
Thanks, Thurston.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content